What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Fire Force, Season 3, Episode 23. So in this episode, Shinra and Sho fight Hamiya, and Hamiya, removes like her mask, whatever. So she has like these, like basically. So in the opening, we see like the three eyes, but how we see her in this, she has like these bright blue eyes, kind of like like a blue within blue thing, like from Dune. And so basically, Inca dies, and like she's like burned to death, and it's revealed that so Amaterasu and Iris are both dead. That Hamiya killed both of them. And then yeah. So basically then yeah, so what goes on is Shinra and Sho have trouble at hitting Hamiya, like basically they're taxing missing. And then like basically, Sho's trying to tell Shinra to not get mad, because if he gets mad, the Great Cataclysm will succeed. So they fight it, so they fight, and then on the surface, Fire Force trying to help civilians, do handle evacuations. So Obi's doppelganger arrives and slices Obi's throat, killing him. And when Obi dies and Hamiya tells Shinra about it, Shinra gets pissed, and you see basically it's like you see all these black flames surrounding everyone in the world, and they're all like consumed by the flames. So basically, the world is it's gone. Like it's the world is ended. Like so, yeah. So I mean, and so Shinra's pissed, and basically now what's left is for the rest of the fight to end. Which I definitely read the manga up through the end of the fight. Like I definitely have. So one thing I will say is like I believe next episode is supposed to be the last one. If I recall correctly, next episode is supposed to be the last one. Like we are getting like we are getting like the final fight. Like basically, you have Benimaru having a final drink with his people before they die. Like everyone dies. He's like, we can't run. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Pretty sad, but dude, it's really freaking good. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they handle it. Yeah, like it's definitely going to it's definitely going to be interesting. See how it goes. Because you have obviously the rest of the arc. There's still some chapters left they gotta do. I mean you know because you have the epilogue, which is really only 2 chapters. I don't know how much. I mean, they basically have to get through a lot of chapters pretty quick. Like they went up to chapter 291. There are 13 chapters left that have not been adapted. There are 13 chapters. Like that is like it's it. Well, well, well. Well, this is 23. So if next, well, I think there might be like if it's 24, 25, however many it is, who knows? They have to get through 13, 13 chapters in one or two episodes. If it's 24, it's 13 in one episode. If it's two episodes, which is the preferable option, they have to get through, which, that's be easier to manage. And some chapters, maybe they could be shortened. I don't know. Depending on how much of the Soul Eater stuff they get into. Like, a lot depends on how much of the Soul Eater world they get into. Which, it basically, this is this is a prequel to Soul Eater. Like, Fire Force is a prequel to Soul Eater, and I would argue it's better than Soul Eater. Like, it's one of the times where a spinoff is actually better than the original. And I do hope this leads to a Soul Eater remake. Anyway, so I thought this was a really good episode. The combat's really good. The visuals for the fire, the Great Cataclysm. So yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, Season 2, Episode 9. So in this episode, so Frieren, Stark, and Fern come across a village that, Frieren had went to early years ago with Himmel. It's part of, the Heroes Party and all that. And so, yeah, so in it, so it's revealed that basically years ago, Himmel had a, basically it's when that pain. So Fern and Stark are surprised that, wondering why Freeman always, asks for payment for stuff, and basically Freeman says it's because Himmel was in it, and they're Fern and Stark are surprised that Himmel always try to get payment for doing good deeds, and basically Freeman explained that the way Himmel told her is that Himmel did not want people feeling like they owed him anything. So he thought that, so basically he believed that if some form of payment was done immediately, these people wouldn't owe him anything. Because he feels as a hero, he shouldn't have people owe him. So a lot of times it was like remorse was a common payment. And one time, you had a notebook. Basically, he was going to use to write memoirs about his adventures. Now he had lost the memoir in the past, and the village that Freeren, Stark, and Fern come across was where he lost the memoirs. And basically, the memoirs were hidden some building whatever. And basically, they have to go in there and get the memoirs. They find it. A lot of the pages are empty. So yeah. So then, Freeren, gives the book to the to one of the villagers. And yeah, so it's a good simple episode. Like they're just trying to find the memoir, like they're just trying to find a memoir, simple book, like it's basically a slice of life thing. You know, go there, do a simple quest, and but the reason they're there for a while is because it's snowing. It's not really safe for them to move. Like, and then basically, yeah. So like he doesn't like. So it's interesting how Himmel's philosophy regarding getting payment. That is actually pretty interesting. Like how he gets payment so people don't owe him, which makes I could see that. But you have like we're you know basically so people who are grateful for him, like people they were grateful for to Himmel and the party for helping them. Himmel did not want those people to owe him anything, and that's a very interesting way how he goes about it. So yeah, I like this episode. Looking forward to the next episode. Obviously, next episode is the finale for this season. Hopefully, not for the series. Like, hopefully, this series goes on for a while. Like, because it's a very good anime. I thought this was a very good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. So in this, so this is a new movie that released today on Netflix. A sequel to the Peaky Blinders TV show, which is a very good mobster show. So Tommy Shelby's been on a 6 year self-imposed exile. Like basically there's some he's estranged from like his son Duke. His daughter Ruby's like well gone, and Arthur's dead. And you have Finn Shelby. Basically was ostracized from the family after the betrayal and all that. And then yeah, so this is in 1940, so World War II is going on. Around when Germany was bombing the UK. And you have, basically in this, they're trying to pump counterfeit money to the British economy in order to destroy the British economy. So Duke Shelby, Tommy's son, is taking over the Peaky Blinders. Um, he's working with the Germans very reluctantly. Um, and like basically, working with them to fund the money. Tommy comes back to basically get his son into shape and basically help the gypsies. Because the Germans are gonna go after the gypsies when and then like yeah, so in the early in the film, John Beckett, who was working with Duke, kills Ada. So yeah, and and then so basically like she dies very early on, and and basically given that she's a communist, you know she would be someone who would be targeted by the Nazis, because basically the Soviet Union was targeted, but like basically the Communist Party was one of the groups targeted by the Nazis in history. Now, I mean, given what Nazi stands for, National Socialists, there's a lot of things those two groups did agree on. But like anyway, so there's some mystery regarding how Arthur died. Basically, it's explained in flashback. So explain like so first it was Tommy told everyone that Arthur had killed himself, which everyone found believable because Arthur had a big drug problem throughout the Peaky Blinders show. He had suicidal thoughts for years due to all the stuff he had gone through. And so Tommy tries to get Duke in line, and basically he went due to Ada's death. Tommy is pissed and wants to go after Beckett, which he does. He does kill Beckett. Now, one thing that's revealed is that so first Tommy later tells someone that basically Arthur had stolen, was like got high on opium, you know, stole like Tommy's car. Tommy went after him. They fought. A gunshot happened, and Tommy said that the gunshot, like basically when the gun went off, it hit Arthur. However, it's revealed not to necessarily be the case. That no, the gunshot hit no one, and that Tommy, who was drunk, basically Arthur was high on opium. Tommy was drunk. Tommy strangled Arthur to death. because he wanted to be free of all the problems Arthur has brought on, and like killed him. And basically, that was something Tommy kept to himself, and like it's one of the things that led to his self-imposed exile. So Beckett died. John Beckett dies, and Tommy, like he gets injured, like he's injured, and like Duke prevents Tommy from being hit by a car. Tommy tells Duke to kill him, do a mercy kill, take over as the Gypsy King, leader of the Peaky Blinders, as like an official like basically passing the torch. And so Duke does kill Tommy, and basically, like the bullet has Tommy engraved on it. Tommy felt at peace as he died. He's given a Romani funeral. His body's burned in a wagon. He has foes of all his loved ones, and yeah, that's how it ends. Obviously, like probably the reason Finn's not in is because possibly because there are spin-offs reported. I don't know how far along they are, so I don't know how much is confirmed. So here's what I say about this movie: the acting was very good. The actors do a very good job. Like that has never been a problem with Peaky Blinders. Like never been a problem. Cillian Murphy freaking kills it. Hogan's not bad as Duke. There's some art. I think Arthur not being it definitely hurts things. Tom Hardy not being it. Like some of the actors, not actors not coming back. That hurts it. Like I mean, really, like they could have had Finn come back to deal with the issue with Tommy being but obviously World War II. I think the one of the reported sequels is supposed to take place in I think it's 1953. So obviously during the Cold War, which if Tommy and if Ada was still alive, that would definitely bring some conflict within the family. But yeah, I thought this was as far as the movie itself, it's not that good. As far as how Arthur died, I didn't really like it. I didn't like the fact that Tommy killed him. Like that was like I don't think that was handled well. I think the plot is very rushed. Like the loss like Duke should have been established more, to where we could make it more sense that he is taking leadership. I mean, and the thing is, it's like so the whole like he had to shoot him. I mean, so the Blacklist did something like this with basically in the Blacklist in season 8. Liz was supposed to shoot and kill Raymond Reddington, who was possibly in reality Katerina Rostova, but that's an unconfirmed thing that they should confirm who Reddington really was, but that's a different show. Um, so Liz had to, like Reddington said that Liz had to kill Reddington in order to be accepted as the next leader. Basically, the right of conquest. You know, the right like that's I mean that's the term, the right of conquest. That's how like in Song of Ice and Fire, that's one of the things Robert Baratheon uses to justify his claim to the throne. Is that he won. That and the whole possibly Baratheons are descended from Aegon, like Fowler House Baratheon is a Aegon's half brother. But like part of the reason Tommy tells Duke to kill him is the right of conquest. where you kill the previous leader in order to cement your control. But I mean, it's like Duke's the son. Like okay, like a son inheriting his father's mantle, like in a business. I mean, that's you don't necessarily need to do that. Like you don't necessarily need to do that. Like it's one of the things that does make sense. Like even within gangsters, that's why you have like like when inheritance within like crime families. I mean, a lot of them do go down to kids, like whoever's the next in line. So I mean, it's like there wasn't really a need to do that. But yeah, I didn't think this was. I mean, the acting does carry it. The acting carries this movie. Like if Cillian Murphy got nominated for awards for this, I would not complain because Cillian Murphy is very good as Tommy Shelby. Like no one would complain about that because Cillian Murphy is that good. But yeah, I didn't really think this was a good movie. Very rushed. Could have made more sense if it was developed more. Like, but I think like they should have had Arthur in it. That would have helped. And like, you know, established the characters better. But yeah, uh, it wasn't really that great. Which sucks because Peaky Blinders was a good show. And that's it. Did, did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.